Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on further insights into the study of language variation. I hope and expect by the end of this session, you would be able to understand how during the times there were further inclusion of theories and methodologies in the study of linguistic variation in sociolinguistics. Well, I hope and assume that you already know about the contribution that Lebov made in initiating the studies in linguistic variation, and then how Biber contributed towards his own methodologies in that respect. In this particular session, I'm going to focus on some other contributions that were made through the times. So I would start with Hyland, 1999. Hyland's works compare the features of specific genres of meta-discourse in introductory course books and research articles. Now, in these comparisons of meta-discourse in textbooks and articles, how Hyland collected the data. The selection of the data was based on corpus of extracts from 21 university textbooks from different disciplines, and a similar corpus of research articles was also created. For that purpose, it was delimited to 3 particular disciplines to see the differences in the language varieties. And for that purpose, 3 disciplines, microbiology, marketing, and applied linguistics, were chosen. And overall, a corpus comprising almost 124,000 words was selected. The textbooks that were selected from reading lists for introductory undergraduate courses, and all extracts were among those recommended by teachers as containing core reading material. So, what was important about Hyland's work was that the methodology was designed very clearly and very carefully, delimiting it in a very, very careful and systematic manner. Anyways, a parallel corpus of articles was also created. It was not only a corpus of the texts from textbooks. 21 research articles were used as a parallel corpus that was compiled for comparison from the current issues of prestigious journals recommended by expert informants. Now the question arises, what were the findings? Overall, it was again because corpus-based study, and as you know, corpus-based studies have a huge data, so most of the times they are quantitative. So it was overall a quantitative analysis that revealed the importance of meta-discourse in these textbooks with an average of 405 examples per text, which means about 1 every 15 words, 1 out of 15 words. Another significant example that was a contribution in terms of developments in the field of study of varieties of language is of the study that conducted Cairo in 2003. And by the way, Cairo is again is a prominent name, an eminent scholar in the field of linguistics, and he has made a lot of contributions in sociolinguistics by studying English in the Indian context, for example, from the social perspectives. Anyways, for this study in 2003, he used a small corpus to explore the uses of definite reference across 4 regional varieties of English. So what he was looking at was how in different regional varieties of English, the use of definite reference is made. For the regional varieties that he used from English, they were based on Indian, Nigerian, Singaporean, and American. As far as the study is concerned, it indicates that the use of definite descriptions is likely to differ in different Englishes that are used in these 4 different areas in different parts of the world. The corpus, how it was collected for the study, consisted of a number of letters to the editors. Now, it is very interesting. It was based on the letters written to the editors from several newspapers in India, Nigeria, Singapore, and the USA. The letters were published between a specific time point, that is from March 5 and April 6, 2000. The year 2000. So 1 month's data was collected. And what was the rationale for the choice of data source was that newspapers correspond to a more casual style of writing. The letters that are written to the editors are more casual, and within newspapers, these letters that are written to the editors, they represent the least edited form, because the way they are written by the senders, mostly they are published without much editing. And they thus represent the typical individual style of different writers. So overall, both the studies that I have shared in this session, in terms of methodology and in terms of findings, they made their contribution. And I think one of the major contributions of this kind of studies is that they showed that there are so many dimensions that can be possibly opened into the study of variations in sociolinguistics if a sociolinguistic researcher or a dialectologist wants to study language variation.